Hey everybody, welcome to another review. So like I promised you guys, when I got back from vacation, I was going to do a review for everybody. And this is it. Tonight, I'm going to test out the newest version of Coranti, version 2012. Last one I tested was version 2010, so it's been, a couple of years, year and a half or so since I've tested their software. Downloaded the installer, not as big as it was, 51.7. If I remember right, it was much bigger. Um, let's do our usual quick look in the processes, kind of see how many we got running, get some general RAM usage. So from what I could find, it's got 4 processes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's got whatever this is, Coranti system protection, control center, database tools, and scheduler. So we're looking at what? 70 some megs. It's kind of high, but at the same time, excuse me, it does have 3 engines. So let's open it up and look at the user interface. This is what it looks like. Basically not much changed since it was last reviewed by me. We will update the definitions once again. Show you we got the probably some more released ones since, yeah, you can see 293, 295. So it says it's using f-prot, antivirus, Bitdefender, and Lavasoft, and that's the adware, anti-spyware, and the scanning engine. So I think by the scanning engine, I think it's the AV. This is the anti-spyware. So I think there's 4 engines here. And I think the Lavasoft scanning engine, don't quote me, but I think it's Viper. Not 100% sure, but I think it is. I'm not going to dig down into the program. I probably could find it, but you'd have to go through the, let's see here. Well, I might as well look for it, right? It's probably going to be under the plugins somewhere. Here, let me pause 1 second. Okay, anyway, I couldn't find where it specifically said. I found a couple of them, but nothing that says what the adware engine is. Anyway, so we can go through the different tabs. You have the AV scanner tab, AV monitor, antivirus logs, anti-spyware tab, email scanner, quarantine, scheduler, and pretty much that's it. You have a couple of tabs up here. You can go through some of the settings like that, and pretty much nothing else. And then about. Fairly simple program. So first off, let's start with, now I don't have my usual, huge 3000 pack of malware. I didn't have the time to grab it, so I grabbed a couple hundred. Plus the links that I have. So we'll go through both of these and we'll see how it does. Ooh, excuse me, I'm tired. So it definitely does slow down the system more than other programs. So let's start the first one here. Not sure what this is. It's a double extension .pdf.exe. Alright, no reaction on that one. Oh, got a second window that opened up. I think Internet Explorer will not download these. They have to be, I think, so I can right click and save on them. Yeah. So I'll set up some links in a little bit. Alright. Boy, a lot of these are sure not working, are they? Oops. Well, this has been a total waste of my time. Alright, let's try these, I guess. Well, seeing as it stopped, I guess, the whole file transfer, I'll turn off the AV for a second, let it transfer all the files, and then we'll go from there. I'll see if I can grab some more links while this is transferring them over. Alright, I'm back. And I got some more links here too. Hopefully these will work. Before I do that, gotta turn on the old AV. This thing is still really slow. Alright, so it's on. Alright, so that one has been detected. Alright, that one was not detected. Okay, that one has been detected. Some of these are very, very low detection. So we'll see how it does. Nothing on that one. Yeah, this one's trying to install Babylon toolbar. which is a piece of adware. So we'll see if it detects the Babylon toolbar install. The program might be legitimate, but it's coming bundled with some kind of adware. Wait a minute, what's going on? There you go. You can see I already changed my home page. Alright, we'll see what that does. Lots of thing installing in the background, eh? Alright, we'll let that do whatever it's doing. Okay, so this Delphi has been detected as something. So we'll delete the file. And last one here. Alright, this one looks like it's some kind of adware too. It's going to download some stuff. Alright, so let's see how many files we actually have here. I think we have two files. Whoa. Alright. Something didn't work out too well there, did it? Okay, so I'm going to let this install. I'm going to pause the security again while I try to unpack this malware once again. And hopefully it won't interfere after. Let's see if this finds anything. I probably have to. Well, apparently it doesn't have enable active protection on the anti-spyware. Apparently that's not turned on from the factory. which is interesting. I'm not gonna change it. It's there when you scan it, when you used to scan, but not during active protection. Alright, so hopefully this time this thing will unpack without interfering. I have a feeling it already did. Yeah, see? 2 files. Alright, so let me pause here and figure out how to get this thing to unpack. I'll be right back. Alright, so figured out what the problem is. Apparently, when you install Coranti, it doesn't turn off Windows Defender, which in my opinion is a really bad idea. I think their installer, like of a lot of other ones, should just turn it off, because it can slow down the whole system. Alright, so there's 229 there. Ooh, whoops. And we'll do a scan. And I will pause, and I'll be back when it's done. Alright, so finished scanning. Found a bunch of stuff, and everything's going to be put into quarantine or delete. I'm just going to delete. Apparently I can't do that. Alright, so some of them are going to get deleted. Some of them are going to go to quarantine. So this is going to take a while. So once again, I'm going to pause, and I'll be right back. Alright, so it says everything was quarantined, and there's 26 files left over. I'm going to double check again. Now the only thing I did notice is when I run a contact scan and right click and scan, it doesn't run the anti-spyware scan. And if you go to the anti-spyware scanner, it doesn't, I don't see a way for it to let me scan, do like a custom scan or anything like that. It says scan for cookies, system files, registry, active processes, browser favorites, or the whole computer. But it doesn't let me do anything custom, which is really weird. But that's okay. We'll do one more scan. You can see it'll only use 3 engines instead of 4. I didn't find anything because, okay, so what you're seeing here is too slow. Whatever. It automatically has that little check mark. If it doesn't find anything, it closes. So first let's do a quick little math. Do we have 26? Whoops. 88.7%. Not really that great, but we'll see if it detects anything on execution. Some of the, these are all sorts of weird forms of malware. Could be adware, could be who knows what. I'm just going to skip around. I'm not going to do all of them. Alright. Whatever that was. Some kind of Call of Duty 2 hack or something. Let's run this one also. We'll call it good. Oh, looks like it caught something there. Top guide. Alright, let's see if I can delete this. Ah, I can. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start a scan. Now, I'm going to perform a full computer scan so you can see it scans with the 4 engines. So this is probably going to take a long time. It's a very slow scan process. So I am going to be back whenever this is done. Alright guys, so I'm back. This is the next day. I fell asleep last night and because this thing was taking forever, and you can see it is very, very slow. To scan 47,900 files, it took almost 3 hours, and the anti-spyware scan took over 3 hours to finish. That's really, really slow. But it didn't find anything, so we'll finish those up, and now we'll start with our testing tools. Seeing as it's the next day, it's starting to check for other things. Now when we run our testing tools, I'm just gonna disable the AV from Coranti because it'll just slow everything down. So first things first, I want to run CCleaner, get rid of all the temporary files, and then we'll run we'll open up Cleaning Essentials, and we'll see if there's any changes to the registry or if there's anything running in memory. And then we're going to do a smart scan with Cleaning Essentials. It's a lot faster. I'm not going to do the whole scan because it just takes forever, but it'll check all the important parts. Kind of the same thing that we do with Malware Bytes or Hitman Pro. So if this thing would actually open up, there we go. So while this is running, I'm going to pause and I'll be right back. Okay, so kill switch is up and running, and it looks like we have a piece of malware running in memory. This Prex, whatever it is. These two are from just the other installers, which is a browser companion and AVG secure search, whatever that is. And let's see, everything else is normal. So you can see AVG toolbar. So what I'm going to do is I might as well just delete the file. I wonder where it is. Program files, huh? Okay, and then we're going to open up Quick Repair and see if any of the weird changes have been made. Nothing seems to have been changed. Now we're going to open up Autorun Analyzer, and we'll see if that finds anything. So I'll be right back. Alright, so Komodo Autorun Analyzer found one piece of malware, something with access denied. I don't know, I'm not 100% sure what that is. I did a little research on Google and couldn't find any definitive answers. But seeing as this is malware, we will delete this file out of the browser helper object is where it was stuck in. Alright, so last but not least, we're going to run CCE. I'm going to let it update, and then I'm going to run a smart scan. So I will pause, and I will be back whenever that's done. Alright everybody, I am back, and I told you I was going to do a smart scan, but I changed my mind and I just decided to do the full scan. So you can see that the full scan took 3 hours and 52 minutes, scanned 383,000. So compared the scan speed of this versus the 40-some thousand that Coranti scanned, it's much faster. And it says it found 4 threats. We got some malware, and a suspicious. Anytime I see suspicious, I am suspicious to see if it's a real infection or not, because anytime you see these, they're created automatically in the cloud. It's basically like heuristics. So you got to be real careful with these. So what I did is I uploaded all of these to VirusTotal, and we can check them out one by one. So the first one is something to do with AVG, and I almost instantly when I saw that I knew it was going to be some kind of false positive, and it is because nobody else detects it, and you can see heuristics.suspicious. So that one we are actually going to ignore. Report? Yeah, ignore. And then if you look at the other ones are some kind of malware. So we're going to ignore that one, we're going to clean those, we're going to apply, and then it's going to ask me to reboot. Then I'll do a reboot, and then I'll come back and do a scan with Malware Bytes. So I'm going to pause. I was gone for a while, I did shopping and stuff, and these reviews are taking me longer and longer to actually get done from one end to the other. Anyway, so I'll pause and I will be back. Alright, so cleaning essentials finished scanning. We ignored that one, we cleaned the other ones, and now we're going to move on to Malware Bytes. Now they did release a new version, I think, lately. They changed the way they're naming their signatures, their convention. Not 100% sure. So, you know, what they added to it, if it's just that or whatnot. We'll see here. But we'll check for an update. Okay, yeah, so it's a new naming scheme basically is what they released, so that's fine. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to do a quick scan because this Malware Bytes actually finds a lot with just a quick scan, and I will be right back. Alright, so Malware Bytes finished scanning and it says it found 10 things. Let's see what I found. Oh, found a bunch of registry key changes, something to do with that top guide Ador thing. So we're going to remove all those and an info tab, whatever that is. So just a bunch of registry keys, nothing in the file system. And testing tools. Let's see here. Let's run Hitman Pro. This is a new version of Hitman Pro, 3.6. So I haven't played with it yet. I've just seen the one window. So you can see how they changed some stuff. Apparently there's an update for it already. I just downloaded it yesterday, so. But it uses MCSoft, GData, Dr. Web, and Icarus. It's kind of, I don't know. Some of these are a little redundant. Okay, changed the way they are. But I mean something like GData that uses Bitdefender and I can't remember the other one right now. Avast? No. I can't remember. Anyway, I know that the Icarus engine is also used in MCSauce. That's kind of weird. Wow. Alright, so I'm going to let this scan and I will be right back. Alright, and Hitman Pro didn't find anything either. So, final verdict on, well, my final verdict on Coranti. They still need to improve performance. They definitely need it. It's still too slow on the system, takes up too many resources. You can just feel it drag the system down, and they need to incorporate some zero-day protection. If all they're doing is incorporating signatures, and how I've seen it time and time again, where you discover some new piece of malware that even like VirusTotal that has 40 engines cannot detect it. Because as nice as signatures and stuff, you have to protect the users against the new stuff. So they need to do something to incorporate zero-day protection. And when that comes around, maybe they can lighten up some of the load on the system and get rid of some of these engines, or at least do something to make it a little lighter. Engines are nice and all, but as you can see, even 4 engines, technically 3, but whatever, even 4 didn't provide, still let stuff through because it didn't have a signature for it. So that's it for this review. Stretched out over a long time, but that's alright. So I'm gonna process it and upload it. Don't forget to look for me on Twitter, LandGuy99, and I'll talk to everybody else later.